So we all know the myth of George Washington chopping down the cherry tree. Now let's just say another politician decides he's going to go chop down a cherry tree. And he goes out into the woods, and he chops down that tree, and he knows it was wrong. And he can tell someone, or he can keep it a secret. Imagine he chops down that tree, and 100 people witness it. And they go back to town, and they tell everyone that he chopped down that tree. So what does he do? He goes and finds 200 people to say he didn't chop down that tree. In fact, he finds 200 more people to say someone else chopped down that cherry tree. But even better yet, he finds 200 more people to say no one chopped down that tree. It's still standing up out in the woods. So what do we know? Lying politicians need to control the message. And with technology, what we've seen recently is the way messages are disseminated has changed dramatically. I mean, if you look back 15 years ago, and if you wanted to prevent a message from getting out, you only had to worry about very few access points. You could control what information those access points received. Now with technology, today, there's many more access points. You can no longer control the information that all of them receive. So, how do you prevent that message from getting out? Well, you can't. So what do? You flood all of the access points with wrong information in hopes that no one will actually hear the right information. So one of the reasons I started this channel is because I think it's crucially important that we have an active, well-informed citizenry. And technology has really allowed us to do that in a way that we couldn't in the past. It's also given us access to a tremendous amount of information, but we also have to have the skills in place to decipher what's the correct information. So when we're basing our opinions on policy and things happening in the world, I mean, what are some of the questions we should ask ourselves to know if we have the right information or not? So first, what's the credibility of that source of that information? Second, can I independently view and verify that information and make my own interpretation of it? Third, and what are the strongest opposing arguments to that position? Because I think any position should be able to withstand opposition. Information is power. For us to have a powerful voice in our government, we need access to information. People who want to control the message know that the best way to do that is through strategic disinformation campaigns. They realize that they are no longer alone in the forest next to the felled cherry tree. If we want to be critical citizens, it's about time we realize that too.